What is up, people? How is it going? And welcome back. Now, I'm incredibly excited today because we're doing something new on this channel. You know me, you know I love my tech, you know I love my gadgets, and I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into one product in particular that I've been using over the last couple of weeks, and I can say that it is absolutely insane, and that is the Huawei Mate 20 Pro. Look at that. That was good, wasn't it? I spent hours trying to get some good shots like that, and then I ended up breaking the machine. So I think it was worth it, right? Now, I've been using this phone for over a week now, and I must say I have loved it. Loved it. And this was actually my first time ever using an Android phone. I know, how could I have never used one before? I just haven't. I've been sucked into Apple and I've only used Apple, and it's only until now that I've tried another phone and I'm like, wow, this is seriously insane. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the look of this phone. It looks absolutely incredible. This is the Twilight phone, so it's like a mixture between blue, we've got some purple in there, and then black at the bottom, but it's just stunning. I love it. It's got these lovely like curved screen around the sides. It's beautiful. The battery, let's talk about that, because this is something that I was just so shocked about. The size of the battery is 4,200 mAh, and just to put that into perspective, I've got it here. An iPhone's battery, the iPhone X Max, has 3,174 mAh. So there's nearly 1,000 more MAHs. Apparently also, it can fast charge to 70% battery in 30 minutes. Now think about that. There are so many times where I am rushing to go out and I have looked at my phone and I've gone, oh my God, my phone's battery is nearly gonna run out. What am I gonna do? So I had to do a little test to see what the difference was between a quick charge and a supercharge. So for the first test, we're gonna do a quick charge, and that's using the Anker USB-C charger with a USB-C cable. And for the second test, we're gonna be using Huawei's supercharger charger. And yeah. So the quick charge, we got 34% battery in 30 minutes, which, to be completely honest, isn't too bad. It's not bad at all. But with the Huawei Lightning charger, we got, in half an hour, 53% charge, 20% more charge with the supercharger. In an hour, it charged 92%, and it was 100% by an hour and 26 minutes. That is pretty flippin' decent. That is good. Charging a whole phone from literally absolutely nothing, 0 to 100 in an hour and a half, basically. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about that battery life? So we have quick charging, a massive battery. There's one more thing that Huawei had up their sleeves, and that was reverse charge. Now, I always thought that would be a really cool thing to have. You know, your mates got low battery on their phone, you put your phone against theirs and you can transfer them battery. I didn't actually think it was possible though, and it is. Huawei have made it happen. Another amazing feature of this phone, which I love and think is so cool, is the screen fingerprint. No more do you need to put your finger on a specific button. You can now put your thumb on top of the screen. It will read your fingerprint and let you into the phone, which I think is really cool. Right, now let's talk about the cameras on this phone, because this is where it really destroys the competition. We have one 40 megapixel wide lens. We have a 20 megapixel ultra wide lens. We have an 8 megapixel telephoto lens, and we have a 24 megapixel selfie camera. Woo! Damn! That's a lot of cameras. Now, I really wanted to see what kind of pictures this phone could take. So I put it up to a test with the iPhone, and these were the results. Right, it's iPhone. Try and get as close as we can. There, right, that's the iPhone. Wow, that is insane.
You've got a fluffy...
I've got a fluffy arm, have I?
A fluffy hoodie.
Right. We're going to go around, do a bit of a photo test, but it is getting a little bit dark, which is good though, because I want to challenge both these phones and see how they handle low light situations. So the first image we're looking at is the macro feature on the Huawei. Now, the iPhone took an amazing photo. Like this is a really, really clear, crisp photo. It's very sharp, but the Huawei can get so close to the subject. When it's in macro mode, you can go like 2 millimeters away and it will still stay in focus, which I think is absolutely incredible. And as we go through these photos, I want you to let me know in the comment section below which one you think is better at that specific photo. Is it the Huawei or is it the iPhone? So the next test we're gonna do is on my car. We're just going to take a picture and just see how it literally turns out. So let's do it from this side. Here's a picture that I took of my car. The iPhone is, again, a nice picture. It is a little bit washed out though, because the Huawei really stands out. It really brings those colors out like so much more in this picture. Now what we're going to do is see what the quality's like when we zoom all the way in this camera and then all the way in the left. I'm going to use this bench, okay? I'm going to do this bench. 1 times, 2 times, and then let's zoom as much as we can in on the bench. So the next thing I wanted to test out was the zoom quality on these different phones. As you know, with the iPhone, we have 2 different lenses, which they switch. So we have a 1 times, a 2 times. With the Huawei though, we have a ×1, a ×3, ×5, and then a ×10. So this was the ×1 photo. They look pretty much the exact same. There's not really much to comment on this. Now this is the ×2 iPhone on the left and the ×3 Huawei on the right. The Huawei is a little bit lighter, but it's hard to tell. Obviously the Huawei is a little bit more zoomed in because it's ×3. What else can we say about this photo? I'm not sure. And this was ×10. We can tell from this the Huawei is a much clearer and more zoomed in image from this appearance. You know, not being biased to anyone, but the Huawei does look a little bit better in this situation. They're spiky, aren't they? Oh no, they're not. What is it?
I don't know. To be honest, part of me thought it was a conker, but
yeah, I thought it was a conker.
It's not. Don't do that, Ollie.
You have to break it. Oh no! Look at that! Look at all the seeds it releases. I've just planted a new tree right in the middle of the ground now. Right, now what we're going to test out is the wide angle lens on this camera because it is honestly unbelievable, and I just want to show you what you get with a standard phone without a wide angle lens and then what you get with a Huawei. So I'll just be walking halfway up. When you're ready. Can't express enough how many times I've been in a situation where I'm like, oh, I just wish I could see a little bit more of the picture because it would be so much cooler. And here is a perfect example. We have the iPhone. Now this was exactly the exact same level where this photo was taken. And you can see the iPhone couldn't even get in the top of this magnificent building. It just didn't have a wide enough lens, and that's where the Huawei has completely came out on top. And it's just such an amazing picture. Like, I love this camera. I love it. It's really flipping good. I'm gonna try and get a close-up shot.
Dangerous.
They're not dangerous. It's a squirrel.
Yeah, but they can attack.
No, they can't. Look. I'm gonna look. Don't jump. I did a couple of other tests with the photo as well. I did one in portrait mode on the iPhone and aperture mode on the Huawei. Again, exactly same level of the phone. I personally feel like the Huawei does a little bit of a better job in creating the blur effect around a subject. As we can see from this image, boom! This is me, you know, posing on a bench, looking my very best. As we can see from the iPhone image, very sort of kind of washed out in a way. The dark objects, which is my t-shirt, is still very bright, whereas we look at the Huawei and it's a lot more contrasted, the photo. I think the only thing I have to say about what I found with me standing in direct sunlight is I looked a little red. in the iPhone shot, I look just pale, and in the Huawei, I look very red. And I'll show you that from the next example, which is here. So this is another portrait photo that was taken of me at the same distance. As we can see, the iPhone is a lot more zoomed in, whereas the Huawei, with a lot more space in the background, is a lot wider shot. Huawei make their photos very vibrant, very colorful, whereas the iPhone, I feel, is a little bit more neutral. All these photos haven't been edited whatsoever. So it's really interesting to see how the different phones process the images. And then here's another example of me not in the sunlight, with the iPhone, which is very zoomed in, portrait on my face, and then the Huawei, which is a bit more zoomed out. And I do love the colors in this photo from the Huawei. Everyone loves a good selfie. You don't want a bad selfie, and both of these cameras do a very good job at selfies. I can't really decide which one I like more, because I both think they have their own unique way of processing that image after you've taken it. I must say though, in the iPhone, I feel like I look better. I look more attractive in the iPhone photo than the Huawei. I think it's because the iPhone's very like warm tones, whereas the Huawei in this photo just looks very cold. Sometimes the quality is so good in the Huawei that you do see imperfections within your face, which may have not been captured on other phones. And then here we have the portrait mode selfie. iPhone does do a good job of this, I will say. They have improved it over the years. Again, the Huawei though, I feel like it comes on top because it's a lot better at processing what's in focus, what's not, and also it's just a wider picture as well. And then the last one on the photos is the night mode. Need I say more? The night mode on the Huawei is incredible. It does create a very kind of artificial type photo, because what it does is take multiple different images of all different exposures and compose them together into one. But I kind of like that. I kind of like it. It gives it's like really cool, unique style, and it's the best way to capture photos at night. I think they've really nailed that on the head, because there's so many times where I'm out and I'm like, oh, that would be so cool to take a picture of. Oh, it's too dark though. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I really want to hear from you what you think about this style. Would you like me to do this with some more tech gadgets and objects that I find really cool? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on a video, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye bye.